What's going on, y'all? It's your boy GP and rocking with me on the AquaMethodPodcast. And as always, you can follow me on Twitter, GrasshopperGP, Instagram, GrasshopperGP, both of which spelled normally, no special characters, numbers, emojis, underscores, anything crazy like that. Just GrasshopperGP, Instagram, and Twitter. Send me an email at GrasshopperGP@yahoo.com for any types of sponsorships, advertisements, or if you just have something nice to say about the podcast. Or if you have any questions you want me to answer on the podcast, that's the place to send the questions. GrasshopperGP@yahoo.com. Excuse me. I still have a bit of that cold, like the vestigial remnants of that cold is still within my throat, so you will hear the a lot. So excuse that. You are listening to this on GrasshopperGP official. That's Grasshopper with 3 S's because when I made the account, I couldn't spell. GrasshopperGP official with 3 S's. It's a YouTube account. Thank y'all very much for rocking out with me for so long. I am solo for this episode, and I am doing this real late. I usually do these episodes in advance, early in the week to be out for Saturday. It is Saturday, and it is late on Saturday, so I am late with this episode. I apologize, but it's been a lot going on. The weather ain't been cooperating. It's okay. But that's just how it is, you know. So speaking of the weather, I want to say best wishes to those who are going out, who are going through it with the flood. A lot of people are in very stressful situations, and it makes a lot of sense because their houses have been flooded, some of their cars have been flooded, and some people are understandably upset about that and stressed out, and they don't know what to do, and they don't know which way to go next and all that good stuff. But there's a lot of communal support. A lot of people have been helping each other out, and I think that's good. My coworker Reggie, the director at the station, he's been helping out a lot of people, letting people stay with him and stuff like that, and that's very, very nice. And people have been donating. There's businesses that's been donating stuff. A lot of good communal assistance. There's been people with because this is Louisiana, a lot of fishermen, and a lot of people with boats. So there's been people with boats, taking their trucks and their boats out and trying to help as many people as they can with the boats. So big shout out to them and everybody who's trying to help out. And my heart goes out to everybody who's going through it. It's kind words, and I don't know how much value y'all put on kind words, but for me, kind words mean a lot. Because it makes the day just a little bit better. So all I want to say to y'all is it's tough for you right now, but I know that it's gonna get better for you. Just keep your head up and don't give up, and everything will work out. It's not gonna be easy. The weeks that's passed and the next few weeks are gonna be rough for you, but you'll get through it. As long as you're alive, that's all that matters. That's how I look at life. Like everything can go away. Everything, the whole world and everybody in it can go away. As long as I'm still alive, as long as I still got my, as long as I'm still breathing, I still have potential, and with potential I can do anything. So, so don't let anything get you down. Don't let anything frustrate you. I understand I understand it's gonna be hard and it's gonna be real tough, but as long as you're alive and as long as you're okay, you can make anything happen. So it's gonna be rough, but you can make anything happen. Just take it one step at a time. That's how I feel about life. As long as I'm okay, I can make anything happen. Because today doesn't matter tomorrow. As long as I can see tomorrow, I ain't worrying about yesterday. So yeah, my heart goes out to y'all and best wishes. Oh yeah, so I'm solo for this episode, and I prefer to have people with me, but it is all good. And I want to talk about a few things. I want to talk about a couple movies I saw. I saw Suicide Squad. That's number one. I didn't really like it. It wasn't that good. And I'm a comic book movie fan. In terms of comic book wars, I like Marvel a lot more than DC. I believe their characters more. If you got Superman on your team, I ain't really with your team. I know that's like super strong and nigh invulnerable characters on the Marvel side, but I ain't with Superman because I don't like Superman. I've said it a bunch of times, and I'll probably say it again, but I don't want to drag it out. I don't really care for Superman. But I've always been a big Marvel fan. But I like DC. I like a lot of stuff from DC. Um, and Suicide Squad is just, it wasn't that good. It just wasn't that good. And I mean, like, cause I watch movies without bias, you know, and well, I try to, you know, and they crammed a lot of characters. They try to shoehorn a lot of characters into this tiny, finite amount of space, and it just felt cluttered and it felt too busy. And I feel like these characters didn't get the opportunity to breathe on their own. You know, they could have. I think Suicide Squad would have done better if they wasn't rushing it and was trying to catch up with Marvel and trying to get them dollars. If they would have spread Suicide Squad out to two movies. You know, I think they would have benefited from more time, more space. You know, you could have introduced a villain. You could have had a minor villain in the first one and then fleshed it out for the second one. But the characters didn't get enough opportunity to breathe and be their own, because like the Avengers, a big ensemble team production, like it took them a bunch of movies. Like you had 2 Iron Man movies, a Hulk, a Captain America, a Thor, and in that you introduced Black Widow and Hawkeye. You introduced Black Widow and Iron Man 2 and Hawkeye and Thor. So these characters had a little opportunity. So they had opportunity to get introduced, and then other movies allowed them to breathe, and then you had the Avengers, right? This character, they just here, Harley Quinn, boom, and here's Killer Croc, bow, and here's Captain Boomerang, smack. There you go, and Deadshot, here you go, and they didn't get enough opportunity to fully develop as people. You know, because they're portraying people. These are people. You know what I mean? Fantastic people, but people nonetheless. And everybody has a story, a backstory. And the reasoning behind some of these, the selection of some of these characters, some of these people for this, what is it, Team X or X Team or something, whatever it's calling it, Project X or something. The Suicide Squad. Why is Harley Quinn there? What does she bring to the table outside of madness and a big old bat and a big old hammer? Like, what does she bring to the table? Deadshot is important. I can see Deadshot's inclination. I can see Killer Croc if there's some sort of aquatic mission they need to do. He would have that on lock. The pyrokinetic guy, the other guy, El Diablo, he's pyrokinetic. He has a transformation. He has abilities that are important. But what is Harley Quinn doing there? What is Captain Boomerang? What is his purpose? That's one big pet peeve I had about Suicide Squad. What is Captain Boomerang doing in there? Because he got top billing. You know what I'm saying? He got top billing with the rest of them. And what did he do? Now, like, if you see the movie, Captain Boomerang is a physically fit dude, very strong, a fighter, a brawler, which is cool. But you can get how many guys his size or stronger could you have gotten? And he got these boomerangs. He's Captain Boomerang. He threw like 2, maybe 3 boomerangs, and that's it. Come on, man. What is your purpose, Captain Boomerang? I was interested to see him because, like, his name's Captain Boomerang, and that sounds interesting to me. I don't know that much about him from the books, but I thought he was gonna be dope. No, he had no purpose. He's just a strong dude, not superhuman strong. He can't lift no car, but he's a strong, physically fit dude who throws boomerangs, and that's it. Now, people will say, what's the point of Hawkeye? What is the point of Black Widow? These are master assassins. They have skills and talents and traits that they can use in a team aspect or solo with the Avengers. You know? The world's greatest marksman, a master spy. Come on, man. Captain Boom. And by the way, I said this shit on Twitter. Hawkeye would wash Captain Boomerang, would eat him straight up. There'll be no competition. You could take the weapons away. I think Hawkeye would win. But anyway, he was unnecessary. Will Smith's portrayal of Deadshot, didn't care for it. I thought Will Smith was overacting with his dialect and his voice. I mean, he made it less believable. I thought Margot Robbie portrayal of Harley Quinn was good. I thought she did good with that. The best thing about the movie, the best thing about Suicide Squad was Viola Davis' portrayal of what's that lady name? Amanda something. The boss, like the general, the leader of the team. Her portrayal of that lady Amanda, I can't remember her last name. She was very scary, without having any power. She was very tough, and I liked her a lot. I thought she did very good with that role and that portrayal, and I thought it was very good. She was the best part of that whole movie. But it just kept throwing out these characters. And that's how you know that these characters aren't important, are not as important, because they just throw them out there like frisbees. Like the Katana chick, where is she coming from? What? Like no explanation. She just hops on the plane, and then, like, what is the purpose of the mask? Okay, like what? Like your whole getup. Explain it to me. They didn't give her opportunity to explain that shit. So like she doesn't need to be in there. And then you got the funniest part of the movie. The funniest part of the movie was Slipknot. When Slipknot came out, and he walks out. Who's that? That's Slipknot. He can climb anything. That's it. That is his utility. That is his part of the team. That is his position. He's the climber. He climbs anything. What? No. But what made it funny, not just the silliness of his abilities, not just that. What made it funny was his introduction. Oh, that's Slipknot. He climbs anything. What? Come on, man. He didn't get the pretty graphical introduction like the rest of them. No, that's just Slipknot. That's it. And then I understood why. When you see the movie, you understand why he didn't get that big of an introduction. But the villain was bad. I ain't like either. They had two villains in there. I ain't really like either one of them. Killer Croc didn't really get that much to do. And it's understandable because they had just a short amount of time, and they didn't give them enough opportunity to bond as a team. And then all of a sudden these guys love each other. Y'all just met. There was very little conflict between the team, and that would be more believable. There's very little conflict between the team except outside of Rick Flag, and because he's the leader of the team, he's the only guy who's not a criminal, and then the rest of them. So that's the only conflict, and very fast. These guys fall in love with each other very fast, and I just didn't believe it. So yeah, the Avengers, Suicide Squad was not. I would if I had. I have a rating system when it comes to movies, and it's dollar signs. 1 to $5 and I give this $1 because do not spend your money to watch it. Unless you're a completist of the DCEU, or you're a huge fan of comic books and comic book movies, I would recommend that you save your money. Don't see this in theaters, and wait for Netflix or Redbox or HBO or whoever's going to carry this movie. I mean, it's not an abomination. I've seen far worse movies. I've seen far worse movies from Marvel than this. Ghost Rider was awful. The first one, I liked the second one a little more, but the first one was bad. Punisher Warzone wasn't that good. It's probably, I'll put that right around Ghost Rider 2. People didn't like Daredevil. It was alright. It was okay. I didn't mind the first Daredevil movie. And Electro was awful. Electro was real bad. Electro was real bad. So Suicide Squad was better than those joints, and that's Marvel. And I love Marvel, but Suicide Squad, if I had to give it an A to F rating, I'd give it a D, maybe a D. Just a solid D. That's it. Give it the solid D. That's what she said. What? But yeah, so Suicide Squad, see it at your own peril. If you would like to sacrifice your money, you can. You're more than welcome to do so. But another issue, in Mr. Jeff, the comic book guy who lets me do the show at the comic book shop and books too. He said that DC is suffering from a lack of quality control because Marvel is more or less self-contained, so they control everything as far as the MCU, you know, the Netflix stuff, the movie stuff, and the stuff on television. Everything out the MCU they don't control, but they have a little more control now because of the power that they have with the MCU. So the Fox stuff, they don't really have too much say. I mean, they have some say, but not as much as in the MCU, the Marvel Studios and Marvel Television stuff. And with Sony, they're pretty much tag teaming the Spider-Man franchises up. So it looks like that's about 50-50, you know. But DC is partnered with Warner Brothers, and I feel like that's more 50-50. You know, not like Marvel with Marvel Studios and Marvel Television. That's pretty much self-contained. DC is with Warner Brothers, and looks like they, you know, and that might cause conflict as far as quality control with the characters and the portrayal of these characters. You know, but I don't know how the splits go, and I don't know how much of that is true. But it makes sense, right? You know, because who cares more about DC characters and how they look and how they are portrayed than DC? And Warner Brothers might not care as much. They just care about the bottom line. And I'm just speaking as, you know, on the outside looking in. They might care as much as DC, but I don't think they could. You know, they just cannot care as much because that's DC's. These are DC's babies. You know. There's more like Warner Brothers stepchildren, you know. Like, I mean, yeah, I'll protect you and I want you to do well, but you know, I didn't make you, you know. But anyway, so yeah, I saw Suicide Squad. Like I said, I give it a D on the A to F scale, and on my scale, I give it a $1 sign. I also saw I just want to say Suicide Squad. I also saw Sausage Party, and people are digging Sausage Party, and I don't understand why. Like, that was not good, y'all. That wasn't good. Excuse me. Sausage Party was not that good. It wasn't good at all to me. Like, this is juvenile. This is middle school jokes, high school jokes, man. Like, I thought it would have been dope because it looks like a Pixar movie, but it's got a lot of cussing and sexual innuendo and drug use innuendo, all kind of adult shit that you can make funny, and the juxtaposition of the cartoony side being all soft and kid friendly and cute looking, and all that cussing and adult situations would make it. I thought it would have been awesome. Like, this movie had to be made. This is a Pixar movie for adults, but I don't think Pixar had anything to do with it. I don't think they would. I don't think they would claim it if they had something to do with it. I mean, like, but, and I was telling this to Reggie, and it was like, man, I like a good shit dick joke myself. Like, you know, I do too. I like some stupid shit too. I like some dumb comedy too. But I mean, like, this was just hitting you in the head. It wasn't subtle. It wasn't creative. It wasn't clever. Like, this is just, like, that's the thing. It's got to be creative, and it's got to be clever. If you want to do a shit and a dick joke, go ahead and do it, but it's got to be done creatively and masterfully and cleverly, you know, smart, you know. Because you could tell a dumb joke a smart way. There's plenty of comedians who do that, you know. So this one was just, it was dirty for the sake of being dirty, and the dirt wasn't clever. Like, the shit wasn't clever, and I don't understand. And like, man, I'm in this shit. Like, this shit is just gross. This is just gross, and they just hitting you in the head with a brick. You know, just keep knocking you upside your head with this, and I'm like, man, this is not that funny, man. It's just not. Like, and I really don't feel like I'm that much of an adult to not appreciate a shit and a dick joke. or a vagina joke or a gay joke or whatever. It wasn't that. It just wasn't that funny, and I don't feel like I'm turning my nose up and being all highbrow about the shit. I don't think so. And the Rotten Tomatoes gave this movie excellent rating, and I just don't see it. Like, I don't see it. And Rotten Tomatoes, not every critic who rates movies and is a part of Rotten Tomatoes, they don't always rate the same movies. But these people are professional critics. I'm sorry about the coughing, y'all. I really am. In fact, I'm gonna just pause it. Oh man, excuse me. I ain't gonna pause it. I'm all right. But the people who do these who rate these movies, who are critics, they are so because they are intelligent, well versed in movies, film, and the English language, and they can convey through words how a movie was. And I mean, it's up to you. I mean, it's just their opinion, and it's up to you to form your own opinion. But you can trust a critic because of their level of intelligence, their perceived level of intelligence, and all that stuff. But for these highbrow people, who I imagine, I'm just leave it at that. These highbrow people, these hoity-toity movie critics, I imagine them to turn their nose at this movie, not because they have a lot of shit and dick jokes, but because their shit and dick jokes were just blatant and just raunchy for the sake of being raunchy, and not clever, not smart. And yet, Rotten Tomatoes and the critics, because Rotten Tomatoes is a meta critic site, like, so they take all the criticism that they can find and assign a value to it, and therefore get an average value, and their rating system is highly, it's very important, like much like a Rolling Stone or All Music or the other Metacritic sites, IGN, whatever whatever Metacritic site you use, and whatever critic site you use, they're important. They're there because people respect them. But I disagree with Rotten Tomatoes. They gave that, I think it's like 86 or 87 or something like that, and I would give that 20. I would give it a 15. Like, I like Suicide Squad a lot more than Sausage Party, and Sausage Party wasn't good, y'all. Don't see it. Save your money. Don't see it unless you. I judge you if you like Sausage Party. I'm gonna judge you, cause I think like you was some sort of frat boy who ain't grow up. You know what I mean? And like you could. And this is coming from a man who loves comic books and cartoons. Like, that was some juvenile shit, and I don't understand how it got so high a rating. But much respect to Seth Rogen. I'm a big fan of his, and I love, animation. I think it was dope, but that was not good. And there's a big scene at the end. I'm not gonna spoil it for you. There's a big scene at the end. I'm like, and they still do it. Like, you'll watch it, and like, this is still going on. Like, man, I'm sorry, y'all. I really am. This is it's just like the end of this cold has left me with like a tickle, and it just won't go away. So I get these coughing fits, and it's just awful. So I apologize, and I talk for this show. So this is just rough. I tried to get my cousin Kyra on the show, but she hates doing the show because she hates being on this microphone. But it is what it is. So those are my two movie reviews, Sausage Party and Suicide Squad. I would recommend that you don't see either one. But if you had to see one of those, go see Suicide Squad, because it is far better. And I plan on seeing War Dogs either tonight or tomorrow night. I want to see it tonight. That looks like a dope movie. So yeah. So some other things I wanted to talk about was overall the meanness that you can be, the negativity, the negative you can be with the shield of anonymity. You know, if nobody knows who you are, you could be a lot meaner. Yeah, I just don't understand that, and I think that's the worst part of social media. And I'm bringing this up because this woman, a lot of people know her on Instagram and on Twitter and social media accounts like that, because she's a promoter. She is she I mean, what else can you call it? I mean, she refuses to live by the label of a promoter, but that's what she does. She promotes things, and she seems to be very well, very good at her job. She travels around the world. She hosts a lot of parties, and she's a very attractive woman. Her name is Yes Jules, and she made a sex tape, and her sex tapes leaked out some kind of way, and so the world was able to see her in an intimate moment with another person, and that's unfortunate. But the response she was getting for seeing it, I mean, people was gonna ridicule her and make jokes about her. I mean, that's not cool, because she did. I mean, it would be one thing if she put it out herself, but she didn't. It was somehow leaked without her permission, and people was just criticizing her for it. I mean, which I don't really mind that as much, because you're gonna get these jokes if something like that. I think that would happen to anybody. I mean, it's not fair, but that would happen to anybody. If I had something that came out, people would be clowning me, and I'd be like, well, I didn't have to make the thing that I'm getting clowned for to begin with. If I was scared about getting clowned, like, you gotta understand the consequences of your actions. You know, it's not fair and it's not right, and you know, that shouldn't have happened to her, but it did. But she shouldn't. This is like I'm going on a tangent before I get to my point about being mean on social media. But as an adult woman, being of sound mind and body, she knew what she was getting into when she turned on that phone, that camera phone. You know, when she turned on that phone, she knew what she was doing. She knew that there was some possibility that this was going to get leaked out. Anything you put on, anything you record has the ability to get leaked out, you know? And you are a known person. I mean, I keep saying you like I'm talking to her. She's a known person. So there's a lot of people. She's in a place where there's hundreds of thousands of people, maybe millions of people who know who she is that she doesn't know. That's a celebrity. You know, she's not no actress or no artist of some sort. But she's a known person because she puts herself out there, and there's a lot of people who know her. So when she decides to have sex on camera and, you know, film herself doing it, she has to know that it's a consequence. So she can be hurt by it, which is understandable, and I sympathize with her for that. But she has to know that was a distinct possibility. You know, you can't trust everybody. I don't care what you're doing with them. I don't care what you share with a person. You can't trust that person. Like, ain't no way I would ever put myself out there like that. Not no way, because I don't trust not nobody. You know what I mean? So, and I mean, like, you can call me a coward or scary or whatever, but you ain't gonna catch me like that. You know what I mean? Like, somebody had to set up a hidden camera for that. You know, but she did it on her own. She did that. That was intentional. She didn't leak it. She didn't want everybody to see it, but she wanted to film herself doing it, perhaps for her own enjoyment later. But still, it got leaked out, and that's unfortunate. And then people was just ripping her because she sounded funny when she was getting, you know, when she was in the throes of coitus. She was making funny sounds, and people was giving it to her because of the sound she was making. And I mean, come on, man, that's not nice, man. That's not nice. But I'm just saying, like, this brings me to a larger point of, you can say these things and you can be as mean as you want, and you can even direct your tweets or your whatever, your messages towards her directly, because you know that you live in Iowa and she's probably in Italy somewhere, you know, so she's not gonna come approach you on it. You know, like you can be as disrespectful as you want on social media, because you know that the likelihood of there being physical or mortal retaliation is slim. And that, just because you know that you probably won't get your ass beat for disrespecting somebody, doesn't mean that you should disrespect somebody. You know, that's just how I live. I ain't with that. You know what I mean? I have my opinions, and I'm down to criticize, and you know, I'm not perfect. If I might judge somebody, but it's not done in direct. It's not done in malice. I'm not trying to hurt nobody. My philosophy is this: like, life's hard enough without me making it harder. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to hurt nobody. But these people, like, but that's a difference. You can see criticism and opinions, and then there's disrespect. You can see disrespect, and that's not right, because you wouldn't do it if she was right in front of you. You know what I mean? If she was right in front of you, you wouldn't be disrespecting her like that. Because I believe that not because of fear of retaliation, but just out of human decency. You know, you see a woman in front of you, you wouldn't be just making fun of her. Especially if it was one-on-one, you wouldn't be clowning her. You wouldn't be making those mean jokes about her if she was right in front of you one-on-one. Now, if there's a mob, if there's a crowd of people, that's 15, 20, 25 people behind you, and they all clowning her, then yeah, then you feel tough. Then you feel big, you know, because it's a mob mentality. But and that's what Twitter is. You don't want to be on the other side of that. If you got soft feelings, you know, if you have a weak emotional state, you don't want to be on the other side of that, because if anybody around the world does anything that is worthy of being clowned and disrespected, then there's people who do not have that mind state, that you know, that's a person on the other side of this computer, you know. They'll just give it to you hard, and like that's some things that people were saying that was just really mean. Yeah, I just like, I mean, and I don't want to sound like a chump, but like, it ain't gotta be like that, you know. You know, it ain't gotta be like that, and you can be like that because people forget that these people are people, just like me and you. You see a still frame picture of them smiling on or flossing or shining on Instagram or on Twitter, and you forget that that's a human, that's a person. You just think like that's just a picture, that's a caricature. You know, these people were grown on farms, and these ain't real people. You know, but they're real people, and they got feelings too. You know, and she didn't want that. She should have known that there was a possibility that it could have got leaked, but she didn't want it to be leaked, and she didn't do that, and she didn't do it for her to get clowned. I mean, I'm just saying. And it's not just her. It's just everything. You know, it's just everything. Like some things are funny. Some things are cool, and some of the disrespect that she was getting was kind of funny. But there's a line, man, and there's a level, man. Like, you know, sometimes you can really hurt somebody. You know, but if you do get in that space, and you do get on the other side of Twitter where everybody is clowning you and trying to hurt your feelings, just know that it's just words, and that's it. I mean, it might get, I think the thing that hurts the most is it's not the fact that it's disrespect and it's clowning and it's ribbing and all that stuff. It's just the fact that it's so much of it. It's so much of it, and especially on Twitter, because you got all these fans. I mean, all these people that follow you. They might not even like you. They might be following you just waiting for you to mess up. And then you got the people that's not following you that just happens to find out about this whatever situation that you've done. And then you gotta deal with that. You know, then you gotta deal with them. So I can't imagine her notification. She was getting blasted. I mean, they were just putting her name on everything, just clowning her. But again, clowning is cool, but there's a difference between clowning criticism, opinions, and disrespect. You know, and that was some disrespectful shit. You know. So social media allows us to be just the worst, and I mean, I just never saw the difference, you know, between social media and Facebook. Now I wonder, I don't think I've engaged in this scapegoatism or mob mentalityism where we all just point our finger and laugh or kick somebody. Maybe I did when I was younger, but I mean, at some point you just gotta grow up and be like, yo, like, you know, like, yeah, she made a sex tape, big deal. So what? You know, there'll be another celebrity who makes another one. So what? It's not that big a deal. You know what I mean? Like, it's not funny. I mean, it's stupid. I think sex tapes are dumb. I don't understand them. I think they're all dumb. Every last one of them. Whether you're a celebrity or not, especially if you're a celebrity. Especially if you're a celebrity, it's really stupid because you can't trust nobody. If somebody get a hand on your hard drive, it's gonna get leaked. You know what I'm saying? So why record it? Like, I love memories, but I tell you what, I don't need physical representation of that memory. Like when I was in those acts, when I was doing that type of stuff, when I do those type of things, I don't need to film it to remember it, you know, because I remember every one of them, and well, not every one of them, but you know, I remember most of them vividly. So I don't understand the application of this video. Who's it for? Like, what are you gonna do with this video? You know, leave it on your hard drive and like once a week you look at it. Like, what do you do with that? I don't understand that. So sex tapes are stupid, but still, somebody without her permission leaked it, and she got clowned for it. Now the clowning is cool, but you ain't gotta be mean about it. And you wouldn't be that mean if she was in front of you. I really believe that. I really believe that. You wouldn't be making fun of her moans and groans if she was in front of you like that. I just don't think so. But anyway, so I just want us to all be better to each other, even if you can't see the person. I just don't understand why you wouldn't be, you know. But what else is going on? Ryan Lochte lying in Brazil. So y'all, I don't know if y'all heard about that, but if y'all heard about it, Ryan Lochte was, you know, he's an Olympic swimmer. The Olympics are in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, and him and some of his teammates allegedly got held at gunpoint, and you know, and they got robbed at gunpoint. He told that story to a bunch of people, and people was believing it, and so people was investigating it. Come to find out, Ryan Lochte and his teammates got drunk, went to a gas station bathroom, tore the bathroom apart, and the people was like, no, we want our money, you gonna pay for this, and that's what it was. You know, it's all online. There's tapes and film of it and all that good stuff if you want to go see it and get the complete story. But I'm just telling you as much of the story as I know, and so Ryan Lochte lied about getting robbed. These people were just mad that him and his homeboys wrecked their shop. Now, I don't like that for a lot of reasons. One, I don't like it because you lied on some Brazilians. Ryan Lochte lied on people who, you know, in another country. Like, because I don't know what he thought. Like, I'm white, I'm American, people gonna believe me because they're brown and foreign. So obviously, and there were stories of people in Olympic people getting robbed by Brazilians in Rio. So I guess he figured like, okay, I can just make up the story and people gonna believe it because everybody else got robbed, you know. And look at my face, look at this hair. I mean, come on, you gonna believe this? I mean, I'm a celebrity, and these are just dirty people from a dirty country, you know. So then that's disrespectful. And then, but what made me really mad about it is he makes the entire country look bad. You know what I'm saying? Because he made up this lie. He lied, and then but he made an ass of himself in another country. You know, like, cause like, you know, like, don't make us look like the stupid Americans or the ignorant Americans. You know what I mean? Don't do that, man. Don't get drunk and just tear some shit up and think like you could just walk away because you're American. Come on, man. That's rules. Like, you in somebody else's house, man. You can't just, like, imagine somebody coming into your house and peeing on the walls and knocking shit over in the bathroom and then just walking out because they think, you know, we better than y'all. Like, no, man. That's, first of all, that's not what America's about. That's not what the Olympics is about. It's about unity and competing on the field. You know, and he just made us all look bad with his actions. Not just him and the rest of the team, but and the rest of the team told on him like, yo, what he said was a lie. This is what really happened because they ain't trying to stay in no Brazilian jail. And I don't blame them, because like the best place to get locked up, it appears to me to be is America. So they wasn't having it. They was like, yo, he did it. We snitching. I don't care about no stop snitching, no snitching movement, none of that dumb shit. He did it. The guy with the silver hair, he lied. Let us go. I won't go back to America. And I don't blame him. I would have did the same thing. Like, cause he was free. He was in America. Like, like, no, sir. I'm not gonna be the fall guy for nobody. No, sir. No way. You're not gonna have me locked up, and you ain't gonna be locked up too. And you did the same crime? No way. But I mean, I imagine people around the world already think we're stupid. You know, they already think we're a bunch of gun-toting, ready to shoot dummies. You know, and then you go act an ass in another place and then lie about it so you don't get in trouble. Come on, man. You got to be better than that. And you're 32 years old. You can't be acting like a fool in somebody else's country at 32. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to drink, you go ahead and drink. But you got to get your Uber and find you get back to your spot. You know? Can't be just, going to the bathroom and knocking shit over and wrecking. Can't be doing that, man. Making us all look bad. He made us all look bad, in my opinion. He made all of America look bad, because that's what they think of us. They just think that we can just walk into somebody else's house and just start messing with shit and tell them that, well, your shit your shit ain't like our shit, so I'm gonna mess up your shit up because it's not worth as much to me. You can't do that. You just can't be like that. And I mean, like, if they prosecute him, I hope, for what the crime was, for I guess it's vandalism or destruction of property, I hope he don't get no real trouble. But I hope they hit him with a hefty fine. Hit him with the biggest fine. You know what I'm saying? Hit him with the cost of damages and just an extra for disrespect and lying. And I'm a big fan of Bomani Jones from ESPN. He was going in on him. I just wish I could articulate what's going on as well as Bomani, man. He had a lot of good points. But Ryan liked it. I think he made us all look bad, and he made his own teammates look bad because he was saying something other than what the truth was. And you just tell the truth, man. You get out of trouble a lot easier if you tell the truth. And any trouble you get into for telling the truth, you deserve because you did it. What else is going on, man? Yo, fantasy football is starting. I'm excited. I got my league ready to roll. I just hope that everything goes well with that. And I love fantasy football because I love football. And fantasy football forces you to watch all the games that you wouldn't watch, because if you didn't play fantasy football, you'd probably just be watching your own team. Nope, got to watch all the teams. And it's a lot of fun, man. And I'm excited about that. The Saints is about to play the Texans tonight. As soon as I wrap this up, I'm gonna go find some place so I can watch that. Unless it's on NFL Network, because if that's the case, then I'm gonna check it out in the comfort of my own apartment. And then I'm gonna go see War Dogs. Hopefully that's dope. But yeah, man, football is finally here. I'm excited. I do not care whatsoever about college football outside of UL. I want my school, my alma mater, to do well. I do not care about college football as a whole. So you can miss me with that. If you come to this podcast looking for anything about college football, you are going to be sorely mistaken, because it will not happen. I will not give you any updates or any perspective on that, because I do not care at all. What else is going on? The Olympics is over. I just finished watching the U.S. Women's basketball team win against Spain. They got the gold medal, so shout out to them. Shout out to all the Olympians from America, and especially all those who got a medal. Big shout out to y'all. And because it's phenomenal, and I don't care if you win all the trophies. It's good to have another trophy, you know. And the Olympics is, and then you're challenged by the best of other countries, and I think that's dope. And I love the Olympics for that, because we stop, and especially at least in this country, we stop being what we are, and we start being American. That's what we are. And at the end of the day, everything else is just another adjective, but we are all American, and I think we should, and I think that's what the Olympics is about, because you see all these people, and especially in the Parade of Nations, you see all these people smiling, dressed up in the same uniform, black and white and brown and gay, straight, rich, poor, you know, celebrity, not celebrity, you know, and they're all together because they're all American, or they're all Spanish, or they all Lithuanian, or whatever, or French or whatever. You know, they all unified by their flag, and I think that's amazing. That's what I like about Olympics, you know. And as a spectator, as a person viewing it, you know, I'm just an American. You know, I'm not a black American, I'm not a straight American, you know, or whatever. I'm just American, just watching it and just, you know, supporting my country. And another thing, I said this on the last podcast with Anna. I'm looking at the Olympics and how other countries live and how people live in other countries. Boy, I can't tell you how glad I am to be an American. And like, we fight about the dumbest shit in this country. We argue and beef about the stupidest shit in this country. And I mean, people are really going through it, man, in other countries, man. People are really going through it. Like, I was watching Real Sports. I said it on the last podcast, but I'll say it again. I was watching Real Sports. They had like a special about the Olympics in Beijing and in Russia. And I mean, them people they don't have, I'm on a podcast saying whatever I want to say because I'm an American. I could do that. You know, I got First Amendment rights. I got rights. You know, some people don't have First Amendment rights. Like, don't have freedom of speech. Don't have freedom of press. You know, you can't write certain things about whoever leads the country. If you got some sort of beef with them, you got some sort of disagreement, I don't like your policy, you can't say that. You can say, I hate Obama on a microphone or on paper or on TV or whatever, and nobody's going to come hurt you. Some people might actually agree with you. I don't agree with that. But some people could actually agree with you and be cool about it. You know, I don't like Bush. I don't like this one. I don't like that one. You can say that in this country. You can't say that in other countries. You can't say that, you know. So, I mean, I can't tell you how glad I am to be an American, boy. You know, like it's rough. You know, I can't imagine not having that right to say what I want to say about a politician or something. Like, if I don't like you, I don't like you. You know what I mean? I can't do nothing about it. You know, but I'm gonna say it. You know, I have the right to say, like, yo, this ain't right. If it ain't right, or I can say it is right. You know, I can say I like this person. You know. And let people agree or disagree with me. But there was something about in Beijing. You know, first of all, you can't say bad things about the higher ups. You know, like whatever they got, prime minister, whatever. You can't say bad things about them. They might arrest you for that. According to the real sports report they was doing, they might arrest you for that. And then they was building the Olympic arenas. And where the events was going to be held, they was tearing down people's houses for that. Like, people was living in these places before, you know. And I was telling Anna, like, I thought while I was watching that, I was hearing that, I was like, that's messed up. They was just kicking people out of their houses and tearing their houses down and building stadiums. But I thought that they was doing that, and it was giving people a warning, like, yo, you got 6 months. Or you got a year to get whatever you want to get out of this house, because we taking this house and we're going to tear it down. So you got time. We're going to give you a little bit of time. Get out. Find you another place to live, because this is our property now, and we're going to build a stadium right here. No, they was coming in the dead of night kicking people doors in, taking people out their beds, and moving them, and like, yo, too bad, so sad. You know, that's, you live here, you live in China, so this is what you got to deal with. I can't imagine that happening in America. That just wouldn't happen. You know, like, imagine being in your home. You know, the home that you had for generations. Your mama lived there, your grandma, you know, and now it's your house. And then, you know, you sleeping, you got your wife, you got your kids with you, you know, and then you just hear a loud boom, and it's a battering ram tearing your walls down. And like, what the is going on here? What is this? You know, just imagine being awakened by that. Imagine that, you know, like, you got to sleep and you confused, you know, don't even know what's going on, man. And if you got a problem with it, you know, the government knocking your house down, you say something about it, you going to jail. How about that? That's your home now. How about that? And we still tearing your house down, and we still building a stadium. So, man, I can't tell you. Like I said, thank God that I'm an American. I feel blessed to be in this country, and we complain and we argue about the dumbest shit. I mean, just go to another country or go research another country. They got it. You know, even some of the first world countries don't have it like we got it. So I mean, just be happy that we have. Just be happy to be here, man. You know what I mean? And you know, we need to stop arguing about the stupid shit and just be glad. Just be happy that we're all American. You know. But yeah, man, this is a bunch of rambling nonsense. You know how it is. This is an AquaMethodPodcast. No focus is the focus. And as always, you can follow me on Twitter, GrasshopperGP, Instagram, GrasshopperGP. Both of which spell normally. No special characters, numbers, emojis, underscores, anything crazy like that. Just GrasshopperGP, Instagram, and Twitter. Send me an email at GrasshopperGP@yahoo.com for any types of sponsorships, advertisements, or if you just have something nice to say about the podcast. Or if you have any questions you want me to answer on the podcast, I think that'll be a lot of fun. Fun segment to have on the show. So send your questions and all that other good stuff to GrasshopperGP@yahoo.com. You are listening to this on GrasshopperGP Official with 3 S's, because when I made the account I couldn't spell. GrasshopperGP Official with 3 S's is the YouTube account. Thank y'all for rocking out with me. It's your boy GP. I think I said everything I wanted to say. And next week I hope to have a guest. And I am so sorry that this one was so late. But hey, it's still on Saturday. So thank y'all for rocking with me. And y'all be good.